Okay, so I got a problem here with my 97 Dodge Dakota 3.9 liter stick shift. When I bought this truck, the fuel gauge has always been dancing around. So that's why I got a fuel pump for it. Yesterday, driving home, it misfired so bad it blew a hole in my exhaust. So I had a feeling that my fuel pump was the problem. But when I hooked up my fuel pressure gauge, even though it says nothing right now, running pressure and priming pressure are normal. I got my scanner hooked up to my truck, and it gave me a code for a ignition coil today that it didn't give me yesterday. It didn't want to start today, so that's why I bought a new coil. But when it didn't want to start, I took off the coil wire and wiped off the grease that was on it, and it started up again. But this coil has about seen its days, I guess. When I bought this truck, it was extremely poorly maintained, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And I found other things like battery terminals either loose or damaged, so got those on. Over here I found wires that were chewed on by some kind of small rodent. Whoever worked on this truck before, because this is a rebuilt motor from Jasper, but at the same time, whoever did the job forgot to put this ground wire in. Don't know where it goes, figure it out eventually. But like I said, this truck was poorly maintained when I bought it 2 months ago. Slowly doing a couple things here and there. I don't know how many miles this has. It's got like 150,000, which is low for a 97. But almost every single piece on this is Chrysler factory stamped. Like all 4 ball joints I had to do, they were all toast. I still got other pieces to go. Needs an alignment. The tires are the wrong size. Somebody stuck gear lube in the slave cylinder, so I gotta take care of that eventually. Many things that are going wrong with this, or have been wrong with this. I'm fixing everything, but that's kind of what you get when you buy an $800 truck. So I will keep you guys posted. New coil is on. My original hardware actually ripped apart, ripped in half. Too much rust on the back side over there, so I had to get different bolts in place. So let us see what we get as far as a difference in performance. Dodge 97 rear wheel drive V6. Codes. Secondary. That's the one that's been there. That won't go away until I do the fuel pump. Let's see if I can. Okay. That's 64 volt or 0.64 volt. That's normal. That needs to be about 3.9 milliseconds. Kind of general rule of thumb, this injector millisecond time should be close, relatively close to the engine size, which this one's 3.9, give or take a little bit. But that's at idle. It's going to be a completely different number when you're moving. So, 144,000 miles of previous ignorance, poor maintenance. So now it's my joy of finding out what is wrong with everything. Let's see if I can get... No, the sun's fucking it up. Never mind. What was that? Oh, my speaker. Speaker's fine. Shit. Chock the wheels. Forgot to chock the wheels. Alright. Okay, so running pressure is 50 pounds. Priming should be 60, but 50, 55, 45 is about where it's supposed to be for almost any car on the road that is not direct injected. I got a exhaust leak over here somewhere, blown gasket. That came with the truck. But it started relatively easy with a new ignition coil. Not like how it's been before, but I won't really know until I actually drive it. It's kind of hard to hold my phone and drive at the same time. But let us see what we got on the scanner. There's the 4.5. Like I said, it's not supposed to be that high necessarily. There's some equation to get the right number. You gotta measure the diameter of your throttle body. But I don't know it. I just know generally close to the size of your engine. Displacement size. There's the counter for the crankshaft, going through its cycle like it should. That one's for the camshaft. They're both in sync. That kind of throws things off, I think, because it's not 80 degrees outside. It's 30 degrees outside. This right here is a little off, but that switching up and down is what it's supposed to do. And that right there That's what it's supposed to do, but it wasn't supposed to go up to 4.98 volts. That's a problem. It's only supposed to be within a range of 0.1 and 0.9 to be correct. I might have to look deeper into that. Desired idle, and then the engine RPM, and a bunch of other parameters that aren't relevant at the moment. There's where I pressed the gas a little while ago. But see, now that it's warming up a little bit, idling down, the idle is, the injector time is close to where it's supposed to be. Like I said, generally the size of the displacement of your engine, give or take. And I'll let you guys know after I take it out for a test drive. Alright, so did my test drive. That coil seemed to have fixed my problems that I was experiencing yesterday. One small step in a long line of repairs that I had to do to this truck. Hopefully this helps somebody in the future with any similar problems. Just to go over one more time, my problem yesterday, my job's 30 miles away from my house. Coming home on Interstate 80, I completely lost power 3 times. But the first 2 times, it was just like a half second. The truck just fell on its face, and I came back. Fell on its face, and I came back. The 3rd time, I thought I was going to be stuck in the middle of the interstate. I was pumping the gas. It came back to life and backfired in the muffler and actually split it open. So now my truck is loud. When I got off the interstate, back here in town, my truck actually died. But I was in town, which I'd rather be in town stuck than on the interstate stuck. It took a while for it to come back, and it did. I was able to bring it home. It wasn't a fuel pump problem. It wasn't a loss of fuel pressure. It wasn't a loss of a crank signal or anything like that. It would just randomly die. It just randomly died here on the driveway or here on my street. But I got a code on my scanner talking about the primary circuit for the ignition coil. So I got the ignition coil, and so far so good. Today my problems have disappeared. Like I said, hopefully this helps somebody.